Hello, you have reached August 1823 Stitchers, where we are
Crazy for cross stitch.
That's Sally,
And that's Angie.
and Gus just jumped down. Today is Friday, November 21st, 2025, and this is Flosstube 43.
Yes.
And you have been a month since you've seen our stitching update. And so some of the things you'll see are actually before our whip parade showing.
Yes.
Anyway.
Well, I actually finished something that was in my whip parade.
Okay.
It didn't need a whole lot of stitches. I just needed to sit and do it, so I did. All right, so today we're going to go over, I've got a couple of previous finishes, and Angie's got some too. And we are multi-craftual, so it may or may not be cross-stitched. I've got at least one fully finished object. Did Julia bring back your bags yet?
No, the fair items are still on display.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that she
So
does that.
it will be the next Flosstube that you'll see what happened at the fair.
Oh, okay. I've got a few fully finished objects. No, finished objects. They were actually starts and finishes, and they're actually gifts for some of my friends, but Angie said I could show it anyway, because not all of them watch this video. And then if we have any, you have any new starts?
I have 2 new starts.
I haven't started anything new. I was just working on some other stuff, because those were starts and finishes, so technically they're whatever. Anyway, and then we've got a couple of whips. I've got 2 needles up things to talk about, 2 videos to talk about. Then we'll talk about any Stitchy Kindness or Stash Investment, which I don't really have anything this time. Well, yes I do, because we're wearing it.
Oh yes.
And then we'll talk about our plans for the next couple of months. Sorry, I have a hair. And then we'll say goodbye. All right, so I'm gonna start with previous finishes. My brother and I, my older brother's been supervising or just staying out of the way. My younger brother and I had been working on organizing. Yeah, we're not gonna look at the bags. It's got stain on it. Things at my parents' house. And at one time, and I'm pretty sure this was probably an EGA. We probably did this at EGA.
Embroiderer Guild of America.
Yes, and I don't really know what those strings are for. But we did some silk ribbon, making a flower, and then I turned it into a pillow. So this is silk ribbon. I think it's a wired edge silk ribbon. Yeah, because I can feel the wires. Some beads in the middle, and then just some satin that I had in my stash. And many years ago, well, my mother and I used to go with another friend. Every 3 years, the Lutheran women have a triennial convention where they elect national officers that serve a 3-year term. That's why it's called triennial. And then there's a gathering. Well, one year the theme was Proclaim God's Peace, and this was before I knew anything about waist canvas. So I stitched it on regular fabric. It's an Ada. I'm not sure what the count is. And then I whip stitched it to the shirt, and this is probably my mother's shirt, but I made 2 of them. I made one for her and one for me, and we wore them on the trip up.
Sometimes I do card making. I used to do a lot of card making. I made them for the church that I attended, birthday cards and anniversary cards and Christmas cards for everybody, and then of course I made them for my sister and my best friend who liked to get the cards to mail themselves. But now I just take card classes, and these are some Thanksgiving cards that are previous finishes that we've made that I like. This is one of the ones that I think is so cute, and it's very simple. You just take a very scenic card and do some cricket cutting of if you have them, the tractor and the wagon, as well as the pumpkins are stamped, and then you cut it in the
die cut machine.
Big
Big Shot.
Big Shot.
It's a die
so,
cutter.
Yeah, it's a die cut. So I think that's cute, and I'm getting ready to give these away to my sister and my best friend for their Christmas gifts. So I wanted to show them before I gave them away, because not many people have Thanksgiving cards, and these are, here's another scenic card, and all that was done on it was took a tree form and stamped it in black, took a fence and stamped it in black.
Oh, wow.
And it really made that scene come out.
I thought that was all included in there. I didn't need any stamping.
Nope, that's
Very
stamping.
nice.
So I love that card. And then my cute card is this one with the squirrels. This is the only one that actually says Happy Thanksgiving on the outside. I don't tend to put greetings on the outside because it covers up the scenes that I use for decorative paper behind everything. But this one needed it, so it's got Happy Thanksgiving underneath it. So those are some Thanksgiving cards that I'm about ready to give away for Christmas, so I wanted to share those before they left my house.
Here you go. Well, I have one fully finished object, and I'm doing the Frisian Smalls.
Before you do that real quick,
Uh-huh.
we have a previous finish
That's right.
back here too. The turkey pillow, velvet mud puppy.
I don't know who that is.
I think it's velvet mud puppy. Did the pattern, and Sally made it into a pillow after I stitched it. But I think it's so cute.
Well, I'm glad you like the finishing on that. So, I'm doing the Frisian Smalls from, it's a collaboration, Modern Folk Embroidery, Roxy Flosstube, and because I'd lost so much weight, I celebrated by ordering the whole kit and caboodle, as they say, or the whole shebang. So it's stitched on 20 count porcelain fabric, Roxy Flosstube, and then, it's Roxy Floss. Yes, because it used to be Leo and Roxy, but it's just Roxy now. And then the Thalu Red, which is similar, according to Jacob, to 3777, but I think it's more like 777 in DMC, but that's just my opinion. And then it was set up so that you could learn some finishing techniques. And so I have fully finished my scissors fob. And there's one side, and then the back side has my initials and 1681. Oops, it's upside down. Sorry. There we go. It's adorable. And you didn't need much twisted cord, so I didn't even pull out my twisted cord machine. All right, so that's my FFO. And then I have some finished objects because they were starts and finishes. And so I do an ornament for several of my friends because I pet sit for them. And I just, I haven't, obviously I will glue the back and then put this on some felt. But here's one of the Christmas ornaments, and you'll see one like this again because I'm giving one to two different people. It goes with their color scheme. And then
I love this frog.
Well, it's an adorable frog, and it was a free pattern on the Cyber Stitchers, but that is a lot of stitching. It took me days to do that frog, and all of these are on 18 count perforated paper. And here's another ornament. This ornament was in it was either World of Cross Stitch or the Cross Stitcher. I can't remember which. I'll find out for next time. And then a friend of mine is Scandinavian, and I was teasing her. I said, "Oh, look at that Mexican horse," and she said, "Mexican? No, it's Scandinavian. It's a Dala horse or Dala horse. I can't remember." And then this past week, the week I was stitching this, she had to put her 15-year-old Italian Greyhound to sleep. It was time. So I made a little kind of a remembrance. I used some rainbow thread, and so I did the paw. It was anyway, because dogs, pets cross the rainbow bridge. So I did it in rainbow, and just that pattern came from climbing goat pattern. Yeah, it's a paw print tree. And so I took the one in the middle, and then I just wrote out his name. And I said I had finished one of my whips. So I had finished the April 9-patch from Primrose Cottage.
And you're doing all 12 of them.
Well, I only have 3 more to go. And there you go. And I use the DMC conversion.
What's your plan for them once they're done?
I'm either going to do them in flat folds and switch them out, or pillows. I haven't decided on which one yet. But like I said, I only have 3 more to do. And they're all on that white 20 count Lugana.
I only have 2 finishes to share. One of them was done before the whip parade, but didn't want to show a finish at a whip parade. So I do sport stitching, especially in the fall, and typically I only do one college, but because I wanted to do Lady Liberty, I decided to do Liberty University, and they scored so much that I finished the pattern halfway through the season, and I'm done with them. So here's what we have as a result. This is done on pink blush, I believe it's called. I don't know who by it. I think it's called Blush. And
Is that Pictures Plus? Or Tommy
no, it
You
might
didn't
be
write it down?
Rogue.
It's Rogue.
Yeah, it's
That's what
Rogue.
you said, Rogue.
Yeah, because it's soft. So,
Pictures Plus is
yeah,
really
but
soft.
it's a weird kind of plastic soft. This is.
Oh, okay.
I changed the threads. It did call for 2 shades of teal, but I went 1 shade up on both of them so it'd stand out more. And I also changed the words at the bottom. It said red, white, and blue, and I thought there's no red, white, and blue on her, so I changed it to America.
Yeah.
So
I like it. Well, because you did it on this light pink, the darker color, you needed that because theirs was done on black,
Right.
and lighter colors show up really well on black.
they did white on black,
Yeah.
and I don't typically do a lot of dark fabrics, so.
It's hard to see them.
And I like Rogue and Fiber on a Whim because they're soft.
That's true.
So I don't get paper cuts from them. And the other finish I had is a big one for me. Might not be big for anybody else, but for me it's a big one. And it's When I Survey by Heartstring Samplery. As you can see, it's very prim. It's got yellow and green, for the flowers, but it's got brown for the wording. So I kept the yellow and green, but I beefed them up. The yellow I know is 444. Can't remember what the green is. But I decided to use purple since I was doing it on purple, mostly purple. I used purple thread, and
Yeah, it's showing up blue, but
it took me 2 years
purple.
to get that done. I generally get like 30 stitches an hour done. So, and I'm working on 20 some projects. Actually, last year I worked on a total of 34 projects, I think it was. So, I'm very happy to have that one finished. And I'm gonna leave it up to Sally as to
No, you're not.
how I get finished.
Nope.
Now, when I was at Hobby Lobby, I bought some pillow forms, but that's rectangular, and the pillow forms I got were square.
Well, yeah, because they don't. You might have a special order a rectangle.
So I was going to help you out and get a
Pillow form.
pillow form, but I won't work for that one.
Well, I mean, I could make it square. It would just have a big border.
Yes, these are the words from my favorite verse in When I Survey the Wondrous Cross, and the pastor has been preaching on this for weeks, and so I want this done for his Christmas gift. So I should
put a deadline on it.
I shouldn't have to read that to you though. But love so divine demands my soul, my life, my all, and that's what I truly believe. He is my Lord, so he gets everything. And did you want this pattern? No, you have the book.
I have the
need to
book.
give you the book back.
Somewhere.
So
It's here somewhere.
I need to pass that on to somebody who might want it. So, all right.
Okay.
So finishes are done.
All right, new starts. You said you had a
I
couple?
have 2 new starts. the first new start is I've been wanting to do ugly sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
And this one comes from Noel in Blue. Is it On Blue? It's E-N. On Blue or
is
in
that
Blue?
French? Okay,
Yeah.
no, I took Spanish.
So this is the
Look, you're the one who was born in
booklet
France.
of it, and I started with the snowman one
Really?
only because it's the first one in the book.
I was just wondering if you don't like stitch snowmen.
This is how far I've.
Yeah, that worked.
This is how far I've come on it. I've got 2 more trees.
Oops.
I need to fill these diamonds that are going across just this one row in blue, and then I got to do the snowman. So he's almost done. So, and then I'll have 1 ugly sweater ornament.
Tinsel and tangle. Okay.
So, yeah, I know.
Very nice.
This is one of my favorite. Don't get your tinsel in a tangle is one of my favorite Christmas worldly quotes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people get so stressed over Christmas, especially decorating, and I'm like, get over it. It's not a big thing. So the other start I have is February Wordy Bird. Both of these are in my sports stitching. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th place team, anytime I watched the 5th place team, I worked on the ugly sweater. And this one, February Wordy Bird, 5, 6, 7. Anytime I worked on the 7th place team, I only did the top 10. And this is women's volleyball, by the way, that I'm following. Anyway, this is the 14 count Mocha Blanc by Grace Notes fabric. And because it's like that, the white is showing up okay, but this gray, which is going to be the belly of the bird, is not going to show up very well. So I'm going to have to darken the gray a little bit to get it to show up on this fabric. But that's how far I've come since I started in February at Wordy Bird.
You got the pattern to show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. There it is. Home is where the heart is, I believe it says. And then I agreed to do that one for February because it didn't have anything to do with love and all that other stuff. Even though it's on pink and, you know, it's got doves on it, which are the like love birds or whatever,
Well, yes.
whatever you call them.
Some places will release the doves
Yeah.
at a wedding.
I liked that one because the quote wasn't about love, you know. So I decided to I don't have a February item to show, you know.
Yeah, I haven't done the February batch yet either.
I decided to start on February because I would like to, once I finish this, and I hope to finish this calendar year, I'd like to get it somehow done. We need to decide how the Wordy Birds are going to be done, so that I can display it in February.
Right.
So
That makes sense. Okay, so my next project, and I'm so far behind. I'm a couple months behind on the stitch along. Is the Biscorn U, and I was doing it in hand, and I decided just to put fabric around, and then I could put it in a hoop. So I've started with the middle section here, and that's as far as I've gotten. And hopefully my squares, I went ahead and backstitched the squares, but I should have just...
What is this one going to be?
It's the Biscorn U.
Biscorn U.
Right here. But the chart was just a little bit different. It was like, when it was charted, it was like he split the stitch and put it in between 2 stitches. So, and that may just be my eyes. I don't know. Okay, what? Oh, sorry. We're on the whips. That was a whip. Because you did your 2 new starts. All right. How many whips do you have?
I think 7.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do mine.
Maybe. maybe.
And then let you do yours, okay?
Okay.
Because I don't have as many because I worked on those ornaments and got those taken care of. So Angie and I are working on Emerald City together. We divided up the parts that we wanted to stitch. Well, I was told that I had to stitch some parts, but then we decided, she allowed me to pick a few others, which is fine. I'm not complaining, but she didn't want to do the Emerald City itself. So I worked, it was my turn to have it, and so I worked on the gates, and I had finished the gates of the Emerald City. We're doing this on 16 count peridot. I stitched the bucket where the Wicked Witch is. She'll be above that bucket, but I stitched that to give me a place to put the gates. And I finished this in 2 days. I was like, oh my goodness. I looked at the pattern several times. I'm like, is that it? Because it just seemed to go so fast. But like I said, 16 count peridot by Fiber on the Whim. And the purple threads are DMC because the called for color wasn't showing up on the green, and Angie made an executive decision to change it, which I like because green, peridot, and amethyst go together really well. But everything else I bought from Amazon, and they're, I don't know if they're Egyptian cottons, but they're softer cottons than DMC, and they give good coverage. And this stitch line, this is based on the book, not the movie, because the book has the mouse queen, and the movie does not. And now I can give it to you, and you keep it as long as you need to. I'm very happy that I wasn't sure I was going to get that because I've been doing other stitching, so that's all. I mean, you won't see my temperature stitching or temperature chart, and you won't see his eyes on the sparrow because there's no progress on either of those. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were doing all of them.
I only have 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I only have 2.
All right. So, besides sports stitching, I also do Great British Bake Off during the current season. And unfortunately, in episode 3, one of my favorite whips that I wanted to get a lot of work on done, well, they got last in technical, which is 1 strand, and they got sent home, which is 1 strand of the color. So I technically was finished with every season, but I decided to change it to the first place team in volleyball so that I could get more done. And so, wait a minute, every season, sorry. That's what it looks like. I have the spring octagon, the center octagon, the bumblebee, and the pumpkin done. And now I'm working on fall. Now, I'm not typically someone who has to work in season, but I decided, since Adelaide Stitches was also doing Nature November, and she's doing a lot of fall things, I chose 3 projects to go along with her Nature November, and this was one of them because there's pumpkins and sunflowers and fall foliage in the trees. So I'm doing basically the landscaping in the fall section, and this is what I have come up with. Now this is on 14 count Moss Celadon.
It's Weigert.
Okay, I don't know who did it.
No, I think that's the standard color.
This is a Tiny Modernist pattern. I love Tiny Modernist.
Yeah.
I finished the yard, but I still have vines to do on top of the pumpkin, to connect the pumpkins. And the only foliage left right now is the trees.
Then you'll work on the house?
And then by that time, it'll probably be December, and I'll start the house. But you can see where the house will be because it's a very wide gap.
Yes.
Where the fence is separated from the gate. So I sat there and thought, what kind of HOA would let somebody do a fence like that, multicolored and going up and down and up and down? But it is pretty.
It is, yeah.
So,
I started that. It came out in 2020, and I found it first, and so I stitched it, and then as the parts were released, I purchased them and gave them to Angie.
well, the number one team is the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and they are undefeated. They have won 24 or 25 games in a row.
Well, yeah.
And not only have they won them, but they've been sweeping everybody. So their games are only 53 minutes long.
Oh, wow. So they're Wally. They just spike it and go, right?
Yeah, I mean, they just are the number one team for a reason. And unless something happens, looks like they're going to, because the number 2 and 3 teams have got 3 losses so far. Of course, to the Cornhuskers and also to other teams. But anyway, I'm not getting as much work done on every season as I want because they don't play very long, and it takes me an hour to do 30 stitches, and I can't even get an hour done with this. So, so anyway, the next one that I work on with Great British Bake Off has gotten a lot of work done because that person has gotten Star Baker, handshakes, more than one handshake, been Star Baker 3 or 4 times, and I'm only on episode 5.
How many episodes do they have?
10.
Oh, okay. So you're halfway there.
I don't have the book with me to show you what this is going to look like, but this is going to be what's basically a star made of fireworks.
Oh, I was thinking, no, that was the
And
other book.
anything to put behind it.
That'll work.
You can see the points. I don't know if you can see it on camera. I can't see it.
I can see it. I'll take it.
It called for white. Actually called for bamboo something.
Is that Classic Color Works?
I think that is.
I think it is.
And there's bamboo can't be seen at all. So I went and got Blanc, and I got the metallic Blanc, so it
Like
looks
the étoile?
twinkly like.
Did you get the étoile?
That's what it is,
meant by-
étoile. I couldn't think of the word for it, étoile. And so you can see it in person fine, but on the camera I'm not so sure. But I've got the bottom 2 points of the star done, and the bottom half is completely done. So I just have what's going across here and one thing that goes up here to finish.
Which is
So.
really good considering how you struggled with this one.
Yes, I have done restarts on this and lots of frogging because the counting is
Hard.
interesting for my eyes, and plus it's on. I don't do well on dark fabric, but I also don't do well on white fabric. And this is white fabric.
Yeah, it is.
So the pattern called for it to be done on brown though, and I thought, yuck.
Well,
I can
this on
understand
Vintage Country
the
Mocha.
colors would show better on brown, that's
Especially
for sure.
the white.
But I just couldn't do it, so I grabbed white, and then I got in a pickle with having to do bamboo on
I
white.
can see that sparkle.
So it looks really nice, I think, in person, but on the camera, not so much. So I'm stuck. There we go.
All right, guys.
All right, so then
If
I
you're
have.
gonna behave, I'll let you sit up here with me.
And this person I'm continuing with because she's still in the show.
Come on. There we go, baby.
In fact, I've already watched season 6, and
Thank
she got Star Baker again, and she got First and Technical. So that's 5 strands, that right there. So it will get a lot more work done. In fact, I'm pretty sure this one's going to be done this year, because of Great British Bake Off. So then another one that I really was excited to do with Bake Off was Celestial Orcas. I think this pattern is absolutely gorgeous. It's by Needle Lot Designs. And I don't know if you can see the pattern very well, but it's two whales in the sky with stars and all this stuff. Well, all these dark purple things, they're half stitches to make the sky swirl. So what I did was I chose blueberry fiber on a whim. I believe that's what I'm using.
It looks like it.
Because it's got a lot of swirly, modelly like things, and then all I'll have to do is the white star-like designs around it. But I absolutely love how this whale is turning out. It's the prettiest whale I've ever done. So if I ever have to do another orca, I'm gonna get it from this design.
I like the purples.
I think it's gorgeous. So that one, unfortunately, though, got sent home. So I moved it over to volleyball stitching, and I believe it's number 7 or number 8 in volleyball stitching, and their games generally last an hour and a half to 2 hours. So I'm getting more work done.
They like the volley
on that one.
They don't like to spike it.
Yes. Now the last one I'm doing for Great British Bake Off so far is fish and chips. Now this was a restart. I kept the fabric, but I changed the floss because I thought it would be pretty to have black on this Bestitch Me fabric. And it was nice enough, but I was having trouble seeing to do it. So I changed it to, I think that's 02.
It's one of the
newer
it's
colors. 02. 02.
Yes, it's silvery
DMC.
gray.
And I think it's turning out quite fine. I restarted it in August when I was doing any whale with a whip.
Any whip with a whale.
Any whip with a whale. And I basically got the little guy finished and the big guy just outlined in half stitches. So Great British Bake Off helped me get some of this done, but then that person got sent home. So I moved it to volleyball stitching, and I've got a lot more of him filled in because of that. So that's the last one for Great British Bake Off. Now, volleyball stitching that wasn't covered with Great British Bake Off included did I put this back in there? I did. I put it back in the it's like, I already did this one.
There we go.
I already did this one.
Better.
Yep, that's the sweater.
Yeah.
I already did that one. Okay. Coffee Dragon. Coffee Dragon is number 2, which is has been switching back and forth between Texas and Kentucky. And their games generally are longer. They're pretty good, but they like rallies. They don't do just spiking and ending the point. So I have time to get some stuff done. Now this also had some major rework to be done on it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because I did the pupils, the 2 black pupils. And I was filling in the whole face, all the blue and all the brown and cream and everything.
And there are blends in this.
Yes. And then, lo and behold, I got to the right eye, and it's 2 stitches to the right, which meant everything around it everything had to be undone and restarted. So this is, I thought I had the picture here. I thought I pulled out the picture. Where's the picture?
There it is.
I call it Coffee Dragon. It's actually dragon with coffee. It's a, is it Ukrainian?
Yes. Is it Ribka? It's
Ribka.
Ribka Stitch. You can see it up there at the top on Etsy, I think. Yeah, it's Etsy. And this is also part of the Dragon Stitch for Mom for the Lancashire Stitcher.
And here's the thing about this Coffee Dragon. It's a small pattern. Basically, this is about the whole frame of what that dragon's going to cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
He won't be much bigger.
But then,
look at the colors.
this is how many colors it
This
takes.
is the floss reed.
Summer Quaker doesn't even have this many colors.
Really?
Yeah. I held them up together.
Oh,
And
okay.
Summer Quaker doesn't have as many, and plus this pulls blends of these colors too.
Yes, it does.
So it's got a whole bunch of colors.
It does, but it's looking really nice.
But now finally the eye is in the right place, and I'm working on the forehead and just about ready to start the ear. So I'm very happy about that.
The
Thanks
shading
to
is really
Texas
nice.
and Kentucky playing for more than 50 minutes at a time. I'm getting some work done. Now I watch these games on YouTube. So I haven't been able to watch a lot of Nebraska games, which is the #1 team either, because if the game's not in contention, a lot of times it doesn't show up on YouTube. You know, if there's not some interest in it, because some drama or whatever, then people don't share it.
Oh,
So,
okay. Oh, I was wondering how that worked.
Yeah. So I don't get to see a lot of Nebraska games. What I'll see is 10-minute highlights. You know, with all the spikes that they did, basically. So, but Texas and Kentucky, they've had some longer games and longer rallies. So,
And plus, they are closer to us.
well, yeah. Not sure about Texas being
Well,
too
no,
much
but
closer,
Kentucky is, and they're in the SEC, and Nebraska's not.
Now,
So some of that.
I'm doing a Biscorn U by Tiny Modernist. It's the donkey Biscorn U. Now she has like 20 different animals.
She's got a bunch of them.
Yeah, and I chose this one. I like donkeys. I think they're kind of funny
She has an
animals.
octopus one too. I saw today because I was looking at her.
And 2, 3, 4. Fourth place team is for the donkey Biscorn U, and that's usually Louisville, sometimes Stanford. They kind of
ACC team.
stitch in between, you know, and I get a lot more work done on the donkey. So I'm excited that I have this much showing.
Yeah.
You can tell it's a donkey. You
Sure can.
Start, that front half of the donkey is done. This little section here is that saddle blanket area. You know, it's going to take up a lot of space. So I wanted to get at least one donkey done before the year ended, because I'd like to finish this donkey Biscorn U by the end of next year. But I want to get one donkey completely done, back stitch. There's a lot of back stitching.
Yes,
And there's lots of flowers on the
Brings it
blanket and
out.
around the donkey's head and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of detail in that donkey. Now, the last one I worked on is gridiron grind, and it's the one I've done the most work on, football wise, college football wise, because I chose Clemson University. It's a South Carolina college. It's where Sally graduated from undergrad school. I've gone to graduate school there, and I've taken my students up to the Shakespeare Festival and stuff up there.
I went to the physics day one time.
So
I didn't even know Clemson had a planetarium, but they do have a little small planetarium in the physics building.
this is another Ukrainian, I believe it's Ukrainian. I won this pattern from Stitched by Tatiana, and I just call it Purple Christmas Ball. I don't know what it's actually called because everything's in Ukrainian.
Yeah. And Google Translate will translate it for you, but you have to hold your phone over it.
Yes.
It's a
It
pain.
does say Marshem Stitch,
Yeah.
but everything else is written in
Ukrainian or
Some
foreign
sort.
language.
some sort of
Gus.
Ukrainian or Russian
Calm
or
down, buddy.
something.
Calm down.
There's a lot of blends in this because there's a lot of shading of purple, and I chose a purple craft fabric that came from Hobby
Charles
Lobby
Craft, I
or
think.
something. Yeah, Charles
From
Craft
Michaels.
in
Might be Michael's.
it was in a tube, and so I chose purple fabric, and
Gus,
since this was
Calm down.
purple
Put you
mainly, so
settle
I've
down.
been
We're
working
going
on the
forward.
rings, and I owe 1 hour still on this, and they haven't played this weekend
No,
yet.
they play.
so
They play tomorrow.
last week they played on Friday, but
yes. Okay. You can get out
this
of my
time
way.
they're going to play
tomorrow
on Saturday.
at 4:30.
So I'm going to work on this afternoon or tomorrow morning, one before they play, so I can catch up before I get left behind.
Well, the game doesn't start till 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. They are playing Furman.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they're going to score and score big.
Where did I put my book? Where'd my blue book?
You mean your calendar?
Yeah, that I was using for the backing.
Yeah, I don't know. You probably stuck it. You might stuck it in one of the bags.
Oh no.
Just
Well,
feel.
I was going to show you I filled in every day so far in November. I haven't done that in a few months. So,
It's in one of those bags. That reminds me, I need to fill in for today.
well, I don't know. Oh, there
And
it is.
yesterday.
You're right, it was in one of the bags. So I was very excited because I have actually not missed a day yet. There were a couple days I only got one thing done. Oh, I'm sorry, I lied. I did miss one day, but it's because I went to the fair to see what my entries had done. And
Oh, you didn't stitch that day?
I
out?
didn't stitch that
Wow,
day. The
I
fair
did.
wore me plumb out. It was from 9 to 12, and we stayed there from 9 to 12, and I didn't get home till like 3, and my feet and my back were not happy. So
Gotcha.
anyway, I did miss one day, but I consider that a cross-stitch day because I went to see that I put in 5 entries, and I got 2 blues and 3 reds. And I'll be sharing those the next time we can share those.
Yeah.
I don't know what
When
we're
they're
doing,
coming down.
what the next one is. But
I want to make sure I
looky,
bring the
I have
scratch
2
card.
or 3 written down each day, except for a couple days there's only 1. I was so excited.
Oh, well, since you're showing yours, I've stitched every day, but I only have like one thing each day. And it's all junky. Anyway, it is what it is.
Well, your handwriting is probably about equal to mine because we just scribble. It's for our use, not
Yeah, it
anybody
is.
else's.
It's
It's like
right.
this. You know, this is what I do for Great British Bake Off. I write down the episode and then who won and what width it is and how many strands I had to do, what they want it for. And in the next 3 pages are volleyball stitching, all the teams I've watched. So as you can see, I'm not watching much else besides YouTube, between Flosstube and sports on YouTube. I watch until like almost 6 o'clock. I'll watch YouTube all day.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I switch over to streaming
Oh, okay. Like
at
Prime
night
or
because
something else.
I can't stitch anymore. After that, my eyes are shot. So can't do much more. But
As long as I have good lighting, I'm okay.
anyway, when the checks go down every line, throw the page away. I don't even keep them. I just throw them away. So,
Okay.
and I'm almost done with this index pad. And I've been using it this year, so I've almost finished an index pad for 2025.
Just have to get another one to
Index
replace it,
pad. I
right?
keep saying index pad. It's a legal
pad.
Legal pad. So, anyway, I'm real excited about that. I'm tickled pink. Okay, so what's next? Your
needles
turn.
up.
Yep, because I have no needles up and no book review.
Oh no.
I've watched a lot of Flosstube, but I didn't watch anybody new.
Oh, I got you. Well, I while I was dog sitting, I did a bunch of whip parades because it was just easier to type that in on her TV and go. And I found 2 that and they both have at least 2 episodes out now. But they were their first episodes, and they were whip parades. And a whip is a work in progress for those who are just joining. You know, we forgot to thank everybody for joining. Anybody, we appreciate y'all coming and seeing us. I know I stuck that in the
We do
middle.
it before we end. We usually come up with it by the end of the show.
Well,
so.
but we usually do it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me. So I'm starting with Leslie, Stitch with Leslie, and she said that she'd been watching a bunch of YouTube videos, and she decided she had some surgery, and she's an educator, and so she had some time off. So she decided that she would film one. She lives in Utah, and she is going to the Jingle Ball. And she was going to just take 2 classes, and then she went back in, and 3 more were available, and so she ordered those. She stitching with the Housewives, Heartstring Samplery, Hands on Designs, Hello from Liz Matthews, some of the similar stuff that we do, things like we do. And I think she has some samplers. She was a quilter to begin with, and then she found some kits at our local quilt shop and started with those. Robin Pickens also. And then the second one is Sarah Moore, and she lives in England. She is also stitching the Emerald City. Sal's stitching along with that, and she's stitching she ordered the Wordy Bird. She didn't do the automatic shipment because she did not order the July or the November one, because the July and the November ones are classic American celebrations. July 4th and then Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving when the Pilgrims came. Well, they were originally in England and they were being persecuted, so they got on the ship and came to America in 1620. Because it was 2020, the 400. Yes, I remember that. And then November is, that was it, because it has a turkey on it, and that's Thanksgiving, American holiday. July 4th, Independence Day, American Revolution. Again, Americans wanted to separate from England, and so I can understand why someone in England wouldn't want to stitch those. But I like accents, and so I like her English accent. And like I said, she stitches some of the similar stuff. So check those out. That's Stitch with Leslie and then Sarah Moore. And now Stitchy Kindness.
Okay.
Or Haul, or whatever you want to call it.
We have new shirts.
Yes, we do.
And these come from Stitching Goddess Designs. And we thought, since it's football season, these were very appropriate.
Yes.
I can't even wear them without hearing Hank Williams Jr. constantly going through my head. Are you ready for stitching?
Yeah,
for football.
Well,
This
that was
says
Monday
stitching.
Night Football is what he used to do.
And instead of X's and O's, it has cross stitches and hoops.
And needles.
And the needles
thread.
are what's drawing to place.
Mhm.
Needles with thread. I just think it's very creative.
So here's mine.
Mine's purple with white.
Mine's
I think
orange
it's white.
with black. Yeah, it's white.
And hers is
Orange with black.
So,
And it's a pretty orange. It's not that yellow orange that Tennessee has. It's a pretty red orange.
yes.
That Clemson has.
That was one thing.
Mhm.
That's it for Stitchy Kindness.
Yeah, because you
We're
bought my
covering
shirt.
haul at the same time. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't have any haul.
I'm just going to mention what I have. I went to Hobby Lobby and I bought 2 pillow inserts.
Okay.
One for 11 inch by 11 inch, one
Mhm.
for 14 inch by 14 inch.
Okay.
Then I bought 12 sheets of felt for backing all these ornaments that we
Mhm.
got. And also I wondered if you could cut me some strips because I've got
Yes,
some
I can do
Q-snaps that are
Wobbly.
loose.
Gotcha. I
So.
can do that.
Um,
Not a problem.
And I also got, I for my DMC master set, I got a bunch of 800s that I didn't have in my stash and a bunch of 3800s. I'm working my way down from, so,
So you're gonna have a master set of DMC.
working on it. I have a master set of Egyptian embroidery version of DMC.
Mhm.
Oh, I forgot to mention
What?
February Wordy Bird. I'm using Egyptian embroidery threads.
Because is it on 14?
Because it's on 14 count, and
Mhm.
Egyptian embroidery is fluffier.
Yes, it gives better.
So I have 2 projects using Egyptian embroidery right now. Flea Market Flowers, which
Mhm.
also is on 14 count, and February Wordy Bird. I typically like to do 16 count,
Right.
and that I can just use DMC. But when
Mhm.
we get to 14, I try to use my Egyptian embroidery.
Well, and that's why the 3 pieces that we're doing together
Yeah.
are on 16 count.
Yes.
Because it's easy stitching for me because I usually do 28, 32, 36, or 20 count, 18 count, Ada. But I digress.
So
What? Next thing we need to talk about? Or
Yeah, what is
our
next?
plans?
okay,
So-
plans.
All right, so we are both planning on attending the Jingle Ball.
Yep.
We didn't sign up for any classes, and I watched the video from last year about how to get in, and Steph said you could just You don't have to show your face. You don't have to talk. You can just join. And that's probably what the two of us will do. Because that's kind of the way
I
we
kind
are.
of would like to try speed dating, but I don't want to do it by myself.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. So if Angie decides to join a stitchy room, she's gonna let me know what it is, and I'll join. That weekend, it's a busy weekend for me. I've got a pet sitting job, and then I'm in the Lions Club, and that's the weekend we have our annual toy run where it's a motorcycle ride, and entry fee is either an unwrapped toy or $20. And the $20 gets them lunch at the fairgrounds. But the toys go to needy children in the area. And so that we set up on Saturday morning, and the toy run itself is on Sunday afternoon. And so I'm pretty well booked from about 11 in the morning until about 4 or 5 in the evening. So I'll join later on Sunday. But also on Saturday is our annual Embroiderers Guild of America, our chapter Christmas get together. And this year we're doing an English style tea, so it ought to be interesting.
Yes, and Sally and I are getting together Circe's from August 1823 Stitchers.
Right, and then we also
give everybody.
do a Chinese swap,
Yes.
gift swap, which I got to work on that too. That's in 2 weeks. Anyway, but
Yes.
we do plan to join.
But Jingle Ball, the meet and greet designers is between 2 and 8, Saturday and Sunday, and
something
it
like
changes
that.
hourly. I know I want to at least watch Tiny Modernist because I do a lot of Tiny Modernist
I do too.
patterns. So I might just turn it
even
on and let it
bought
roll.
one today.
But I also would like to see that ballroom entertainment, but I haven't figured out when the time for it is and stuff like that.
Yes.
I don't plan on buying any of the shop merch, any of that stuff.
I'm not gonna do any of the merchandise, but I'm gonna check. I might do I'll do the
Okay.
shop hopper, check it out, and see if there's anything.
Unless
I
there's
really
a
have to
really
have.
great nativity pattern, I don't do Christmas. So unless there's a great nativity pattern, I don't tend to
See, I like Christmas
have
ornaments.
interest. So I do too, but I like them to be nativity related, if possible.
I have a
So,
couple of those.
Um,
And then also, now this is going into next year, but we're going to give you a little teaser, a little tidbit so that you can get prepared for this. We're going to be hosting on Facebook a Stitch Along, and we're calling it the Funny Creatures SAL for Stitch Along. And it can be a start along. The idea is that it's any creature pattern that makes you laugh, giggle, or snort even.
yes.
And I have a
Because
few
it's going to be
listed.
tough next year. Stuff has been happening, it's been a tough year this year.
Right.
So we want to encourage you to smile. So
Yes.
while you're working, you can chuckle,
Right, because it releases endorphins and it makes you feel good,
Yep.
and also uses less muscles to smile.
So we set
So
up
no
a
wrinkles.
Facebook page.
We did, and it's under August Stitchers.
Yeah, we can't do numbers in the titles,
No.
so we had to take out 1823.
And even when I wrote it out, spelled out the letters, it said it was too long. So so look for August Stitchers on Facebook. It's public. We didn't put any questions for you to join. I mean, basically, we just want you to post your progress.
Especially under the events, the funny creature style is going to be under the events section, and it's scheduled to start January 1st. So that gives you time to get everything all kitted up.
Yes.
And I've got at least 3
I have several
right now. Meowdy partner.
Oh yes, well,
Gotta do
and
that one.
I have a couple of whips. Like my Edna goes to brunch. She makes me laugh every time I
Okay.
see her. So I figured that's a funny creature
And
style.
The Fine
Or
Frog
partner.
Stitching has some funny ones. And,
Yes.
I've got the frogs in a boat fishing.
Oh, that's right.
And finally, Stitching Jewels has a chipmunk. And chipmunks always make me chuckle. I think they're the funniest little creatures.
They are. I used to see them up at Clemson.
And they, there was a park you could go to in Georgia I'd go to with my best friend. They'd come up on your shoe and beg for, some sort of treat.
Mhm.
And they were very friendly and just darting all over the place. And and not darting under your car like squirrels do.
Correct.
That's not funny.
No. And the thing with the squirrels is they'll start halfway, and then you're going over them, and then they're like, oh, well, I need to go, and then they hit your tire or go under your tire.
Yeah. So but chipmunks don't do that. So,
but we're looking forward to that. Yeah. Start along, stitch along, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Post your beginning picture under events, and then post your progress as a comment as you go along.
Yes.
Just keep
And we
adding
should
comments.
be able to see it on Facebook.
So we can see your progress, and we can check on your projects as well.
Exactly.
Because, we can't cover them all.
No.
So, even though we will try.
True, because I have a stack.
I have some, I didn't touch Summer Quaker, even though it's...
Oh, is it on your stitching
It's on
list?
my stitching list. 1, 2,
Yeah, I haven't done
3.
anything on it.
It's 3rd place, and I've listed it several times on my index pad, but I haven't done it yet. And I also do Adelaide stitches. I like to do what she does if I have it. And Nature November, I listed Summer Quaker because I'm doing that scene with the whales and the fish and stuff.
Right. Well,
and the foliage and the seaweed and all that
they're
stuff.
Animals.
Yes. So I've listed that as one of the Nature November with Adelaide stitches. And I know it's not summer, but I'm not a seasonal stitcher.
No, you gotta stitch what I want when I want.
And frankly, there's no seasons underwater, really. You don't see the changing of the leaves and flowers and
because
stuff.
It's underwater.
But it is nature, so
there you go.
I want to do Summer Quaker. Also, once we get Q-snaps in it, I need to work on his eyes on the sparrow.
I'm not going to put the Q-snaps in, so I'll beat her.
And coffee stories.
That's right.
And finally, I have a new start that I have under Great British Bake Off, Turning Leaves. Of course, it's going to be a new start and a finish. New start and I'm done because that person got last place and was sent home. So I get to do 2 strands and put it away.
You get to work on the next section.
Yes, I get to work on the next section of, I'm doing the Lion and
Yellow Brick Road.
Yellow Brick Road next on, what is it?
Emerald City.
Emerald City. So there's lots of plans. We'll see what we actually get done.
True.
Now there's also a plan for our next Flosstube as to whether it's just going to be an extra with just plans, or are we doing a stitchy update and putting all our
we can do all of
plans
that together.
Okay, because I have 25 new starts planned for next year.
I was thinking a start a week, and there's 52 weeks.
And I was thinking about looking for number 26, so I'd have 26 and 26.
See, I'd have twice that.
Now, I know I'm going to go over my 25 projects that I have my limit on.
Yeah,
I know I'm going to go over it.
No,
a lot of these are small ones, so I'm hoping they'll be like starts and finishes during the year. But if they're not, I'm not going to let it stress me out.
No, because stitching's supposed to be fun, and again, stitch what you love. Stitch what you want.
There's just one editorial that I would like to, editorial opinion or whatever I would like to share, and that is, this is the season for depression.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving and Christmas time. A lot of people have SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. I do. But there are people who will be surprised by a depression and not know how to handle it. There's a lot of suicides that happen during the season. It's the highest season of suicides.
And it'll be the 5th year without my parents.
Yeah.
Both Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it'll be the 1st year without my aunt.
Yeah, we had a fellow here, a few streets over. He tried to commit suicide a couple nights ago. So, and children are not immune to this.
No.
In fact, teenagers, anybody basically 12 and older, they're being bullied at school. They're, their bodies are changing, their hormones are raging,
They're trying to,
and their parents are on their back. And so, just be mindful about this season. And I saw quite a few Flosstubers over the last week have been seriously depressed, have talked about how mentally they've been challenged, and you know, please make positive comments on these floss tubes. It takes a lot of guts for us to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it does.
A lot
We
of
put
work,
ourselves out there.
you know, and like when Sally asked me to do this, I said no immediately.
No. I think you brought this up.
I brought up that I had a dream about it.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you
And
were going to
then-
do it. And I said, okay, I'll assist.
No, I brought up that I dreamed about it, and I was laughing. And you brought up, well,
Let's just do
how
it.
about we do it? And I was like, no. But Sally talked me into it. My reasoning is my looks. I'm not blonde hair, blue eyed, 35-year-old. And a lot of those,
Not either.
you know, they get 1,000 subscribers before they've even posted the first floss tube.
Well, the first
sometimes.
post and then boom, they're there.
Yeah, so,
It's okay.
but I have Sjogren's, and my mouth is like, my teeth are falling out at the gum line. And so I'm not the most attractive. I'm 62 years old. At least I'm not as fat as I was when we started.
Well, there you
Yeah.
go. And neither
We
am I.
both
And
improved our looks that way because
that shirt I showed,
Yep.
that was a 3X, and I used to wear that. And
I've lost
Golden-
102 pounds, and you've lost
62.
62. So,
Yes.
you know, that's been good. But
It has been good because,
yeah,
smaller clothes are cheaper.
so it's not. I prayed about it, and I felt like God said, "Are you being vain?"
For losing the weight or for doing
No,
the
when I
floss tube?
said I wasn't going to do it because of my mouth and
Oh.
you know, my eyes, because all my life I've been made fun of because I've been legally blind, you know, my whole life. I've been called, you know, four-eyed. That's simple, easy. Frog. For some reason, they said I look like a frog. I don't know. My eyes don't. One eye goes here and one goes here. You know, it's just all kinds of things. I've always been very aware of my looks because I have two gorgeous sisters,
Oh.
and I'm not gorgeous.
I have brothers, so I just don't compare myself to them.
Um,
Excuse
so
me.
I just wanted to. I got off topic.
Yes,
there.
you did.
Please, please,
Bird watch.
please consider other people before you open your mouth. Please think, is this the best thing I can say right now? Especially if you are a Christian, you know, criticizing people is not a good example the way I've been taught as a Christian. So just think about what you say before you say it. And especially when you write a comment down there, it's there. It's just going to stay there. And, you know, it's like it hits you in the face.
It's there forever. Once
Yeah.
you put it on the internet, there's no getting it off.
Yeah, they can block you afterwards. Like, I'm sure Lancashire Stitcher blocked that person who made that comment. That was the worst thing ever I'd heard. But several people have been getting, you know, and his comments, sometimes it's things like, you should iron, you know.
I don't iron until I
We
get ready to
don't
fully
iron,
finish it
you know.
because it
We
stresses
also
the fabric and threads.
Don't always share our fabric and our floss. Well, that's because we have a Google document. We have several Google documents underneath.
That's
We've got
true because the Google Slides has our whip parade.
It has a picture
And
of
it
our
does have a
projects.
picture, and it lists the designer, the fabric, and the threads.
And then
You
we
just have to
have
click through it.
just regular Google Doc, which is a chart listing, you know, everything,
Same
but no
stuff.
picture.
No picture.
So, and for myself, when I finish it, I highlight in yellow until the end of the year, and then it's deleted off
Yeah.
there. And
That's what we're gonna do.
so we need to update
Oh
that.
yes, I definitely. Well, I need to update my Google Slides because I can
But,
remove one.
you know,
I finished it.
Before you make a negative comment, think.
Yeah.
And I'm
Please think.
not just on Flosstube, but in real life.
Oh yes.
Please think about what you're saying before you say it, because
You can't take it
you
back.
can't take it back.
And apologizing
And I
doesn't
come
change the
from
fact that you said it.
a background where my mother committed suicide, and my sister was traumatized her entire life because they got into an argument, and as is typical for 10-year-olds, "I hate you" came out of my sister's mouth. She even said, "I hope you die" at one point. And that's the last word she said to my mother. So I've always been aware of last words, what you say to people. What if that's your last words to them? Think about that. Anyway, moving on.
So, thank you for joining us today. If you made it this far, we appreciate that. We appreciate returning subscribers. And if you're new and you happen to see something you like, think about hitting that like button, the subscribe button, and the bell to get notifications. We try to film about every 2 weeks. We're still learning how to edit. That's kind of why we link it to the Google Doc, because I can edit those. It's hard to edit videos though. And I'd rather stitch than do the research, which is terrible, but
no, it's not.
That's just the way it is. And for those in America, we're celebrating Thanksgiving next week. My sister-in-law, because my brother is working nights and the males in the family are working nights, I don't know what we're doing for Thanksgiving. I don't think we've been invited to another cousin's, but I have a great nephew and he is 3 weeks and a day old. And so with RSV going around and the flu and all that stuff, she doesn't want, I understand that.
I wouldn't want to.
She was teasing it. Well, she told my older brother, well, he might have taken it a little bit differently. He told me that she said that we would all have to wear hazmat suits. But if you're sick or have an inkling of being sick, stay home, please, because there are immunocompromised people out there and they get sick very easily. Angie is one of those. So if I'm sick, I make sure I don't come hang around with her. And so luckily, knock on wood, I was only sick in August and I didn't see her for 2 weeks. She was on vacation. So it worked out. I had a head cold. It was just a head cold, I promise. Anyway, with that being said, remember,
You are stronger than you know.
Bye.